Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm trading the ES futures on a 2000 tick chart with a 21 EMA. So I've got the overnight highs up here, overnight lows down here. These are our key levels for the day. So starting off, we have this range right here, and 8 o'clock is around this area right here. So we have this range right here. We break out the highs, we fade back in, we push out the lows, and then we bounce off this low again right here, confirming it. So I like the range there. And then this trade right here, view it as, I'm going to declutter this really quick. So notice this downtrend here. We have this downtrend, break, first attempt lower, second attempt lower. Now, at first, if you're zoomed in, you'd see downtrend break, first attempt lower, second attempt lower. But on a big picture, you can see that this is a more significant push down. This two-legged move up here. That's part of one move because two-legged moves really are one move. So we have downtrend, break, first attempt lower, second attempt lower, failure, off those lows right there. And I wasn't necessarily waiting for it to close above the EMA here. I was mainly because it had been chopping through the EMA at that point for a bit, so I wasn't really concerned about the EMA. I was concerned about this STT, so the short-term trend line right here. I wanted it to close out of that, and then I got put in a limit order one tick back because I wanted to get out at the range high right there. And so one tick back after it triggered above this bar right here. And just went for 1-to-1 to get out at the high. You don't want to push it past the highs like that. But it does push out here. We pull back. We don't reach the EMA. We kind of just go sideways a bit, and then we push higher. Here we have this one leg down. And then we have first entry long, second entry long, failure. I wasn't really wanting to go short right here because we just retested the channel, or the range right here. So we just retested the range, and then we pushed above the EMA. And then the signal bar, it's not as important on a failure, but in this case, considering it bounced off the range, pushed above, pretty strong above the EMA there, and then also, didn't exactly reject the EMA because it closed below, but it was, rejecting to the downside there last second. So that's not an ideal failed second entry. If it, the main thing is that it retested that range, which wasn't good, and then rushed above. So we push lower here. It does work out. You push lower here. We have a leg down here, break, another leg down, which these are overshoots. So we have this leg here, overshooting, break, a second leg, attempting to overshoot, and then we just pushed out of it. Then we have first entry short, second entry short, failure. I didn't really like this one right here because I don't like the reversal patterns that like spike up higher like that. I'd want to see deeper corrections here. Like even this trade right here on the other side of the count, it's first entry short, second entry short, failure. I just don't like the how it spikes up like that, and then you're entering in the high of that move. So anyway, here we push up here, we pull all the way back to the EMA holds, the EMA is up, and then here we have this first entry long, second entry long, off the EMA, it's holding well. You can see those legs right there. And also, let me get this larger measured move drawn here. So we have this right here, which I guess I already have that one drawn. I'm going to make sure it's exact here. So this measured move is in play. It's a larger measured move. And so when you have a larger measured move in play after reversing off the lows, and then the EMA is holding really well, that's a good sign for going long here. Now it was kind of going sideways a little bit. It wasn't like a full range here, but it was going a bit sideways. So I didn't want to push it to the measured move all the way. I just wanted to do 1-to-1 there. So we push up, we fill the target, we push back down. It starts looking more like a range here. And then we push up again, and then this is where, because I had, let me redraw some stuff here. This is where I took a loss right here. So we have this right here. We have these lows. It's clearly, finding support right there. And then my mistake was I tried to short this measured move right here. So we have this measured move up, and a strong push down, but that's not enough of a reason to enter. And I kind of tricked myself. So it was making a double top, not even a perfect one. It was just kind of making a double top. And I kind of viewed it as a range right here, off that high. But really, it was sure it's going sideways here, but it still had the EMA is pointed straight up. We're making these higher highs right here, or higher lows right here, and higher highs. And the double top isn't even perfect. It was below. It was above the EMA when it needed to be below. EMA was straight up. That's not a good trade to take. I kind of just was trying to outsmart the market, I guess, because it was right at that measured move there. Which one thing I want to quickly do is this trend would be different at that time right here. it'd be more like this. So I kind of jumped the gun on that. It's really not a good entry at all. EMA straight up, once again. What I should have waited for was something to push below and then actually hold off the EMA, and that would have been much better. But anyway, here, so we push up here again, we stop out, we attempt to go lower once, attempt to go lower twice. On that second attempt lower here, we do push down. There's really no way to enter that. There's no good entry. Just like there's no good entry here, there's no good entry here. EMA is still holding to the upside, and then it just plummets out of nowhere. So here, we push lower here. We have a third bounce off this key entry point. So let me get this exact really quick. We have 1, 2, 3, so that's 3 bounces off the key entry point. We push up here. Now we have this first leg down, break, second leg down, and then at this point right here, this is when I started getting a different channel here. So at first I was drawing it off those lows, but then I'm just going to redraw this really quick. It fit better up here off these highs right here. And then it fits off those lows really well, right there, there, and then here it did break a little bit, but it shot right back up, and then, it really shot up there. So to me, it looked like it was bouncing. It was also making a triple bottom right here, and we push up, and then what I was wanting to happen was, a break out of this trend right here, and then something to hold on the EMA, like a reversal pattern higher, or a failed second entry. So that's what I was wanting, but we never got that. We kind of just pushed up, got congestive, and then we pushed back down. And here we have another bounce here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces off those lows right there. We push up. Now, once again, what I was wanting to happen was the same thing as here. I wanted to get something really confirming off the EMA here, but it got so congestive at this point right here. It was, in this range. It clearly was reacting to it once it got to that low right there, and then got really congestive. And we were kind of just in this thin channel up here, going up right here. So unfortunately, there's really no way to take anything here, in my opinion. So we push up here, we break. At this point, the high isn't really confirmed, only has 1 bounce. I see that there's 2 bounces technically, but on a big picture, that's just 1 bounce, really. And then we bounce out, we break out, and then we pull back down, and we retest the level, and we push through the high right here, and then we test the EMA, but we do push off of it right there. We bounce up, and now we have this leg up here, break, second leg up. Now I also want to, I accidentally moved that. There's a bigger picture measured move in play here. Let me extend this. So yeah, first leg up, break, second leg up right there. Hasn't quite reached it, hasn't quite reached the overnight high even yet. But while that's in play, you can still look for entries to take that. And then let me quickly, I was thinking that we could have this right here off those 2 right there. And then it was reacting. Oh, whoops. Wait, what did I do? Let me get this. There we go. So I was thinking we could have this right here. At first it was reacting off that high well, but then we overshot right here. And then with the other channel I had, actually, where it broke, it was about like this. It's reacting better off that right there, but once again, there's a big break right there. So, we could see how it reacts to these lows down here. Of course, I'm not going to stick around for that, but if you do, what I would wait for is, since we have an overshoot, I wouldn't want to take a bounce right off that low right there, unless you make like some kind of triple bottom over to it. But what I would wait for is a push above the EMA, and then something that's holding off the EMA. Kind of like what I was expecting here. We push up, get a good entry off the EMA, but there's really no good entry. It's just way too congestive there. So anyway, that's going to do it for the video. Or, I guess I can go through this chop right here. We overshot, we got choppy. You can see that after we overshot, we had this 1 push down, break, second push down, then we pushed higher here. Even though it's choppy, you can still technically tell what's going on. It's not a good trade. You don't want to enter long right after an overshoot like that. But even when it's chopping around, you can still technically see what's going on. You see push lower, break, second entry down right off that EMA, and then it pushes up. Of course, it's not a good entry, but you can still tell what's going on. So it's good to study congestion like that, because it does make better setups that are congestive easier to spot, because not all congestion is bad to enter into if you can tell what's going on. But sometimes, of course, congestion can be, way too much resistance. But And then, of course, in this case, you just have bad context here. You're overshooting. You don't want to go long into that. But anyway, that's going to do it. We break out of this range right here. We fade back in. There's no way you're going to want to take that. You're just really bullish at that point. Even though you're overshooting, you don't want to expect it to just plummet because you don't know how long overshoots will last. A lot of times it'll test the, go and test a key level like the overnight high here. Sometimes it'll overshoot, test the level, plummet back down, which it's really close to the level right there. If I have it right there, I think I accidentally moved it from earlier. It came within a few ticks of it right there. So anyway, before you go long, so like in a channel like this, when you come off the highs of a channel, whether it be a bounce or an overshoot, you do want to see 2 legs down before you enter long. So I would want to see another leg like this down before considering another long, because just like in a range, it has similar rules to when you're in a range. When you are in a range, you bounce off one side of the range. You can't just go, you can't enter in the direction of the trend just after one bounce down. So you say you bounce off this range high right here, and then you have one push lower. You don't want to go long immediately. You want to see 2 pushes down. That way, it's 2 attempts to reverse failing, because it's all about failures. So once you come off one side of this channel right here, you have 1 push down, break, 2 pushes down. That's 2 attempts to reach the other side, and then when you enter long, you're entering on the failure to reach the other side. So that's the point of that. Now, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching. Hope it was helpful in some way. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time.